Right, here we go, guys. Another Zoco member under the fierce spotlight. It's meant to be these frequently asked questions. We've got a list of questions from the lovely Carole McGrath. Carole McGrath voted recently as the loveliest Zoco member. We had a poll and 100 people agreed that she's without doubt the loveliest human being on this planet, I tell you.
I think there's a lot more beautiful people here as well.
So so congratulations on that, Carole. That we have actually physically met briefly on your doorstep, albeit 2 meters.
Yes.
And quite weird actually. Carole lives down a road, a rat run that I used for donkey's years to save time going home from work. And years later, Carole lives down that road. So anyway, Carole, it's lovely to have you. So let me spotlight you for everyone, and I'm going to put you on the spot. So Carole,
yes,
Carole McGrath, a positive touch is all over behind you. That's wonderful. So the first question is: so what exactly, Carole, do you do?
Well, I class myself as a body worker, but I am a massage and aromatherapist. So I've done that for 18 years. And then over the years, I've done many other courses. So I do massage in pregnancy, helping women through their pregnancy to feel at ease and baby feel at ease. I do a myofascial technique also, which is releasing fascia within the body. Fascia covers every muscle in the body. So I do that technique. I do what's called a Japanese tsuboki massage on on feet, hands and head. And that actually releases meridians. So it helps the chi flow around the body as well. Mm-hmm. And then I'm a no hands massage therapist. So you think, okay, well, she doesn't use any hands. Well, I do, but using no hands allows me to use body weight, and it's about compression and decompression. So it's an incredible way of releasing the whole body. And we hold about 80% of our muscle tension, can you believe it, within our brain. So this works very much on a psychological and physiological way within the body. And then I'm fully qualified and insured to teach massage, self and peer massage to children in schools and run workshops for teachers and parents and children. So yes, so I've got quite a big background of things that I do, that I draw on that experience of when I teach positive touch.
And I suppose it leads you on to the obvious question. I mean, no one's been touching anyone for the last year, have they, Carole?
No, exactly.
So how have you found the last year?
It's been very tough because I miss my clients. And this is my room that I normally work in, so I really have had to turn full 360 around as to how I get through to schools. But it's been lovely because you've helped me, Justine has encouraged as well. So to actually now I can go onto a Zoom, I can be in a whole classroom with 30 children, and I'll quite happily go through some mindfulness exercises or self-massage. So we do self-massage at the moment because obviously they can't do touching. So that's fine. And then I'm doing one-to-ones with parents and their children. I'm doing small group sessions, which is really lovely. So I've learned so much, and the accessibility of actually being there, working with a parent and their child at the same time, where they're relaxed in their own home. I mean, you think it's a blessing, really. It really is a blessing for me. So I've learned so much, and I'm quite happy now doing it online.
And I would imagine that Teddy next to you, is that an important part of your process?
He is very much a part of the process. He is my massage partner that I will massage and show the technique to the parent, to the children. But I'm starting now. So my boy is back, James, who's 25. So I'm going to be recording a few massage techniques because I've taken on board 2 teenagers with their parents. And so Ted is sort of a bit redundant. And I said to James, right, okay, do you fancy this? But he's always been amazing at having massage. So I'm going to record those so that a parent can use it, see it. It will still be done through clothes, obviously, because I don't use oils or show anything like that online. And it is very much being safe and making sure that the child is safe. But it's amazing what techniques you can get, because, oh, that's the other thing. I do seated acupressure massage.
Right.
So I work literally on the acupressure points and the meridians going down the spine, across the shoulders, on the head, down the arms. So literally, it's virtually like having a full body massage, but you can be sat on a chair, or the child can be laying down on the, you know, on the sofa, and I can instruct. So it's adapting. So I've managed to adapt it, and I'm quite pleased the way I've done it. So James will be my partner and for the next few videos that I make anyway.
So when do you think I will be able to come to your salon to have a massage?
Well, a very good question. A very good question. I think once I've had my second jab, I think I will look to open up then. Yeah,
Good.
I
Okay.
feel a lot safer anyway. And I, you know, and obviously clients have to feel safe as well, don't they? And besides that, my insurance company were very much of the proviso that, you know, you need to ensure that everything is safe within your setup. So again, so that's what will happen before I do anything. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, again, I mean, the obvious question, I mean, it's, you know, I mean, what makes you so passionate and excited about your job?
Do you know what? That I feel so privileged to actually work with clients and children, and I thought about this, and it just has to be able for me to use my hands and my voice, but more of my hands, to make a client or a child just, you see that relaxation, that breath, and you can literally feel that body relax, and they've gone into a place where they're content within their body, or to ease somebody's aches or pains. You know, that for me is a privilege. And for somebody to feel that uplifting thing at the end of a massage and say, Carole, that's amazing. You know, they feel whole in their body. There's this uplifting feeling of wellness and, you know, taking that pain away. But for a child as well, for them to feel happy in their body. I mean, that's what it's all about. When somebody's relaxed and calm, you can do anything, can't you? Opposed from being tense and, you know, all inside. This is about opening up, feeling great about yourself. And that's why I love it, especially for kids, you know.
Yeah. When you are working with children classes, I mean, what are you trying to achieve with a number of people all at once?
Well, of course, I don't massage the kids at all.
Of course not, no.
It's all about the children massaging each other, which is amazing. So what is wonderful is, for example, you'll get a class of kids, maybe one child won't necessarily get on with another. And imagine what happens if you get those two children working together and you just say, okay, it's not a massage. Actually, you're just drawing a picture on somebody's back. And for that child who maybe hasn't got a lot of confidence, and for them to suddenly do that massage on this person here, and they should ask at the end, how do you feel at the end of the massage? And when that child just sits up and says, that's amazing. What is that bond? What is that connection that you have made for children that normally maybe wouldn't reciprocate with each other? And this is what I love about it. It's about bringing a child, you know, that comfort, that relaxation, but feeling good about themselves. It's about a teacher having calmness in their class. It's about spreading that out to a whole community, a whole school. And then I'm getting it out to families as well. You know, and this massage has been around. It is intuitive, isn't it? And all I'm wanting is for a child to feel, you know, they'll lift up their heads and say, Carole, I've never felt that way before. I've never felt so light. Or to come in after I've had an argument outside in the playground and to have a massage, or to do a self-massage and feel different and feel happier. And it costs so little. And they're learning it. It's a tool for themselves. How do you think they will carry that on, you know, down the line as they get older? How will they interact with others with tolerance, respect, and bringing down bullying and aggressive feelings? So
Yeah,
there's a
I mean,
lot.
all the answers flow in beautifully into another one. And again, you kind of answered, but I mean, why would a parent or school want to learn about positive touch?
Well, so of course, 10 years ago, when I was first asked by a wonderful friend who is a deputy head of a school, who was incredibly innovative, he was already doing meditation in his school. And he said, Carole, can you put something together for me? And I thought, okay, yes, I can. I'd love to, because I'd worked in a school with special needs. And then I thought, you know what? I need some data, because parents will think, what the heck is she wanting to come into my school and teach my child about touch? Why do they need that? So I spoke to the DTI and they said, Carole, go out, get into schools and get the teachers on board and get the data and get a paper written. And that's what I did. 6 months, no payment. I trained the schools, I trained the children, the teachers were fantastic. So my brother, who's a PhD doctor, he put the questions together. We looked at learning, attitudes, behavior, communication, how a child responds to you, how they feel, their emotions, their happiness levels, their concentration, their focus. It was all documented before and after. And then we brought that all together, that empirical data. And my brother was amazing. So he wrote the white paper. And so for me, I've got a tried and tested method for teachers and parents to use. But it's so powerful. You know, this is a powerful technique that can be used to prevent issues before they come about, or it can ease issues, you know, like anxiety, like fear, like not sleeping, or like tummy aches, or just a child not feeling happy in themselves. So I've got it all there. And it's, you know, literally as well for a parent. If a parent sees a child relaxed, how do they feel? Mm-hmm. But imagine, you know, giving a massage is as powerful as receiving a massage. And for a parent to give, they can feel relaxed. But then often I encourage the child to massage the parent's back. And a parent will be absolutely amazed at how, you know, what their child with these little hands can do. And this is, you know, it's all inclusive. I want young, you know, from little nursery school children right up to year 6. And now I'm getting in with teenagers as well. And it's for the whole family, you know, a massage for your hands, for, you know, an elderly relative, or to be able to massage my husband at his desk because he's feeling so, you know, yucky with tension. This is what it is. I'm expanding it because I want it to be for everyone. Mm-hmm. This is intuitive and it's so easy, but I can give you techniques that will really help so many people within your family and you too.
Yeah, well, your passion and excitement oozing out of every pore. I tell you can see that. So see how excited you are about it. Is your program suitable for children with special needs?
Yes. And so I've been in many schools. I haven't been specifically, well, having said that, actually I did. I had a special meeting a couple of years ago for children who were like carers for their siblings who had special needs. So I've always come across, even in schools, because it's all inclusive, that we have children with special needs, ADHD, autism, people with Down syndrome. They're always there in the class, and we always have to get parents' consent before the child participates. So it's above board, so a parent knows what's going on. So my program, I know that I've adapted it because every child learns in a different way. Every child with special needs will have a different way of learning. So they might be much more kinesthetic. And this is where, you know, massage is wonderful. And I'll say to a child, okay, do you like stories? And most children will. Do you like maybe drawing, you know, just with your hands? And they'll say yes. And I'll say, okay, well, you're not having any paper, no pencils, no paint. And they say, what are we going to do, Carole? You are going to paint a picture on your friend's back. And imagine this for a parent with a child who's maybe autistic, and you're saying, oh, come on, relax. They don't know what relaxation is, do they? And so we have to find ways, things that they're interested in. So I've written so many stories that will inspire a certain child. that will link to them. So often a child who with special needs, they will want to see what's going on. So we have to adapt and give those special techniques to a parent and for a child still to learn. Because even I remember the Down syndrome children, they loved actually giving the massage as well, because there was no pressure on them to learn. It was about just being themselves, and they were amazing with their hands. It was just incredible. And a couple of years ago, as I said, I had about 30 children who were all their siblings had special needs. And you imagine being a child who lives with a sibling who's got severe special needs or whatever, and that poor child has to, cope with it, look after mum and dad, etc. So they took away my CD and various other things, but I gave them a tool that they could help with a brother or sister, or help themselves, or help mum and dad as well. So that's what I love about it. I've adapted it as much, and there's still so much to do, don't get me wrong, and I will adapt, for those people who want me to adapt. So special needs, all inclusive, this is for everybody. Yeah.
Where do you, as you said how difficult the last year has been, but and where do you see the business and you going in the next sort of 2 to 3 years?
Well, I have been thinking about this more and more, and it's Nick, this has been inspirational, because when you sit down and think about your business, and I sat down and I thought, I've done this and I've done that and I've done, my goodness, and you re-inspire yourself, don't you? And I suddenly thought, get off your bottom, Carole McGrath, and get this out there, no matter how you do it. So this is why I thought, my goodness, I've got people like Bupa, the big companies like Nuffield Healthcare or AXA, and I thought, they're all about preventative methods, aren't they? And this is where I want it to go. My vision, I had a it's called To Be Calm in Kingston, a big thing that I promoted a couple of years ago, and I got into more schools. And I think I just need to spread this and make it available so that it can, I want it still, vision, to be part of the national curriculum. Mm-hmm. So, excuse me, I've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
but you have to start somewhere.
Of course, yeah.
And I think there's, the touch aspect. Everybody's had enough of Zoom, and so I now want to get this out so somebody can use it. I'll record it. They can dip into it. They can pay me online. They can download my story, which is recorded to music. So it's got all of these different elements, and so they can adapt it to when they want to use it. Mm-hmm. But I'll still keep going, and I want to get it into senior schools now. So I'm working with a friend who is a teacher in the senior school as well, so that I can get something in there for kids before exams. So, which is what I do already, Yeah.
Yeah. So who's the right person at the school that you like to be referred to? Who are the people that people should be looking out for?
Well, SENCO, obviously, special educational needs coordinator, or somebody who looks after, physical and mental well-being of the children. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's a huge topic now, isn't it, anyway? And we're coming into exam time as well. Mm-hmm. So, maybe a parent who is on the board of the governors, again, because they're influential, I can present, then I can give them a small presentation. And parents, just for them to see. I'm happy to do, 20 minutes free so they can just experience it with their child. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, anywhere, schools, obviously, but any other connections like well-being, wellness, and parents that want to try it out for teenagers, even trying it out for an elderly relative, just doing a lovely hand massage as well for a parent. Mm-hmm. So I just want to expand it as much as I can in lots of different areas.
Well, it sounds very exciting, and you recently went on the Tony Robbins kind of 3 or 4 day experience. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, talk about motivational and allowing yourself to let go, and my husband did it with me. I've never seen him move so much, and it's all it's about that, creating a compelling future. And he said, no matter how old you are, just have that compelling like you were saying about your mum, that she wanted to learn bridge at 70. You can keep going. You have to, like feeling that need, feeling that you are needed by others, I think is an inspiration, isn't it? Knowing, and everybody here, you know, helps somebody in some important way, don't they? No matter what service they give, about coaching or going through divorce, or Tim with all these amazing products he has to inspire people, you, Nick, with insurance and bringing us together, and Justine with everything. So it's, you know, yes, I've lost the point now. I've lost the flow of what I was trying to say.
And
But
we get it. I mean, we
yeah,
understand, absolutely.
yeah, and Tony Robbins, yeah. And it was about, actually, what am I? And I said, you know what? I'm a sparkling magnet. I want to be able to attract things, but also it was that key thing, one element, changing your physiology. If you're feeling down, just get up, get some music on, and literally sit on your chair and just move and move. And within a minute, you can literally change how you feel. And why? What have you got? It's that oxygen running through the body. You know, you've changed your physical state. When your physical state changes, your mental state changes. And of course, a lot of that comes in with the positive touch as well. So it's, yeah, it was motivational, inspirational, and it just made me fall in love with Kevin again. And you know, it's all about relationships. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is for us together. And it was just like, and having him in the room, my goodness, I would never have been able to afford to do that. In fact, he's doing another one in June, and I think he's got a big discount on. So if anybody's interested, I can forward on a link. I wouldn't hesitate to. I mean, he is just, yeah, he's awesome. He really is.
Well, yeah. Splendid. Well, that was wonderful. So let's move on. Does anyone have any questions? And let's remove the spotlight. So we're all back in the room, as it were. So thank you so much for that, Carole. That was wonderful. I mean, as I said, it's amazing. Do you have any questions, boys and girls? No, nothing at all. You talked about schools. You talked about children. I mean, how about the overcoming the unwillingness to touch another child? I mean, children are not, certainly the British are not great on that kind of thing. How do you get over that?
Yeah, imagine going into a class of year sixes, and they're already full of testosterone, aren't they? And thinking, oh, what's she teaching? I just flip it on its head and say, okay, I want you to think about a sports situation, football, rugby, tennis, or whatever. Who is the first person that will be, if somebody is injured on the pitch or whatever, who is the first person that is out there checking that player? Who is it? It's the first aider, or it's the physical therapist, isn't it? And they're checking, and you'll see them massaging. And I said, this is what it's about. It's about your body. You get one body. I said, and it was really interesting. I link it back to the Olympics. When we had the Olympics in 2012, every Olympian had it within their contract that they should have massage therapy to help them get through everything. And I tell this to the kids, and I said, look, this is what it is. You see it around everywhere. You may think it's a silly thing to do, but in actual fact, sports people are this is what they need to help their bodies, for you to help your body as you're growing, as you're stretching, so many kids suffering with shin splints, or just because these aches and pains, or you've played rugby or you've played cricket and you've got this. I mean, one of my clients, Tim, he was just down the road, a county cricket player. And of course, what did he get? He got IRSI and his back. And so he came to me, and there's so much, and I think sport is a really great way of getting into it. This physical activity. Look, you are helping your body. Okay, you're helping it as it's growing. It's releasing. You're getting things out, and it's just one of the best ways, I think. And if they don't want to do that, let's do a self massage. Just see that benefit. See.
I mean, I'm new to spirituality in some ways, but energy. So, I mean, obviously the physical touch, but what about your energy? Do you, is not kind of Reiki kind of thing, but I mean, how much does energy play a part in what you do?
Well, from what I've done over my years, drawing in all of the different therapies I do. So some of them, so for example, this is a really great one that you can do up and down the back, which I call as energizing. And you go up and down the spine very carefully, but it's like a zigzag technique. You have got so many nerves coming down the spinal cord that then go around the body. And we get so many problems because of tension in the back, etc., all the way up here. This is a wonderful way just to release energy there and to make you feel, more energized and relaxed in your body. There are so many different things that you can do, for your head, for even stretching and just with the acupressure points. So kids don't know. I'm not telling them what I'm teaching them, in those. No, this would be, so for example, with the Chinese celebrations, I do it they're in one of those buggies where they're jumping along and literally we're going across the back and whooshing as they're going through the Chinese New Year. And they're going like this. Now, this is a great one to get rid of negative energy. They don't know that. This is a wheel spinning across. Yeah. Or for example, the water cycle. So do kids know about condensation, evaporation, transpiration? No, but I'm talking about it and I'm releasing it here. So this is a river flow, but this is up and across the river or across the shoulders. And as we know, moving that across the energy up over the shoulders and out again, it's another one. But this is a wonderful way to relax, especially over the shoulders, the repetition. The repetition is a wonderful thing that will help soothe, which will help sleep, exactly. And so my massage stories aren't just about relaxing, they can be about energizing as well, because it's important, and with my maths in massage, who would think about tessellations or percentages, and yet I'm doing this on somebody's back. And so think out of the box. Actually, I'm having a massage, but oh, I can hear Carole talking about that. Oh yeah, it's a tessellation on my back. And oh yeah, what's that right angle there? Or that obtuse angle? Oh, somebody's drawing an obtuse angle on my back. And you think, when you're relaxed, when you're calm, when you're subconscious, what do you absorb from that, from that teaching? This is about thinking out of the box, just having fun, but educating through literacy, science, humanities. You can bring it all in, as well as having a great massage and feeling great at the end of it.
I think I want to take your teddy bear's place. Can we get rid of the teddy bear and I'll come and lie on your chair like that? I'm happily lie there. I mean, that was wonderful. I should have asked you, but I normally start off by asking a comment about Zoco and networking. So how are you enjoying yourself with Zoco so far?
Look, you know that if Justine hadn't introduced me to you in March last year, where would I be? I was so worried about coming online, and wasn't I, Justine? I just thought, oh, and this was with the CBD. And you knocked down those barriers, Nick, you and Justine, and having those chats with the most wonderful people on a Monday and a Friday. It was the Friday one I joined, which was I thought, wow, this isn't really networking, this is chatting. And to have developed that and met some amazing people that you can collaborate with and see their journeys of what they're doing. I think you've got a winning technique, Nick. You've really, you put your heart on your sleeve and people see that. And I love the speed networking. I like the more detailed one that you come into once a month.
And the disco, you love the disco. You Mr. Disco, have you, Carole?
I love the disco. Yeah. And so how many benefits can we get? It's absolutely wonderful. And
it has been wonderful. As I said, I mean, that half an hour has flown by. Okay, so I'm going to stop the recording now. So Carole, it has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you so much for everybody coming as well.
Pleasure. Right. Okay.